Hi, guys. This is Mark Morris, the copy bull writer from 8 Seconds Rule. And I just want to start off by telling you about Anchor. Anchor.fm. I found this site a couple of years ago, and it is the simplest and easiest way to start a podcast that I know of today. You can do it straight from your smartphone. You don't need anything but their app. It's free. They have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast. You can even add music, add buffers, all of those things right here on the site. It doesn't cost anything to host it. You can start as many as you want. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it's heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more, and you make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
If you're making excuses about not building an audience just so you don't have to produce content, I'm going to shatter some of those for you today because it's your fault. I'm just going to come right out and say it on the 8-second rule. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is Mark Morris, your host. I am the bull writing copywriter. I am the ghostwriter with the most. And if you're needing help with your writing projects, especially book length content, I'm the man. You can call me anytime. Now listen, this morning what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be doing this podcast, and you're going to hear some noise in the background, while I'm cooking breakfast. And I even lost my headphones last night, so I'm going to be doing it just raw, straight into my phone on the Anchor app. Why am I doing this? Well, I'm hoping that the audio will be clear enough that you can hear me, but the reason I'm doing this is to take away excuses. I see people all the time who are worried about the type of equipment they've got, whether or not they need a new camera, if their phone is good enough, if their laptop is good enough, if they're just, too beautiful for LinkedIn and people won't be able to handle it. I know I am. But seriously, folks, you've got to get out and you've got to do something if you really want to experience the kind of growth that you're looking for. If you need an audience, you have to build it yourself. No one else is going to do that for you. Okay? So, what am I talking about? What can you do? All right? Well, you've already got a LinkedIn profile probably, because that's probably where you found me. Either that, or you may just be roaming around looking for podcasts. In that case, welcome. I'm glad you found 8-second rule. But let's talk about the tools that are at your disposal. Right now, you've got some type of device that will connect you to the internet. Most of those devices, whether it be a phone, whether it be a laptop, whether it be a desktop, or whether it be some type of tablet or other mobile device, they have the ability to record, they have the ability to write, they have the ability to publish. They have all of these things sitting right at your fingertips. Listen to me. You have more tools in the palm of your hand if you're a smartphone user than Lumiere had when he invented cinema, than Marconi had when he invented the radio. Okay, guys? This is the penultimate, the epic conclusion of where we've come to with their inventions. And you have no excuse. You have free devices that are free services that will allow you to do these things whenever and however you want. And I'm just going to give you the raw audio today. I'm not even going to edit this down. So what is your excuse? Is it that you don't have enough equipment? Well, like I said, I'm standing right here at my kitchen sink and I am washing out a cast iron pan that I used to cook bacon in most mornings. And now I'm in my refrigerator looking for said bacon, which my kids have rearranged. And I'm just here talking to you. I'm here documenting my life, sharing it with you on this podcast. I know this is goofy. I know that you don't think you can do this on your own. I know that you think that I'm somebody special in some cases. You probably believe that. I'm not, okay? Now listen, I do have more confidence than some because of my theatrical background, because of my training. But the truth is, anyone can do this, guys. If you have something to say, then find a way to say it. So what options do you have? All right, well, let's take a look at the LinkedIn profile alone, all right? On the LinkedIn profile, you can share articles, you can share shorter posts, you can share video, you can share audio messages in the message box, you can share photos, you can share slide decks, pretty much any type of media that you care to produce can be shared easily, quickly, and without any additional expense. So I don't know what would be holding you back. Are you worried that your stuff won't be good enough? It won't be at first. That's okay. Listen to the quality of this morning. All right? Listen to me sitting here scrubbing the grease out of this pan real quick because it didn't get washed last night. I know that's horrible, right? So that I can make breakfast for my wife and understand that it doesn't take anything special to get this done. You can do it in just a few minutes a day. So where do you start? Well, you start with a single post. You start with one message. If there was one thing you could say to the people around you, to the people who are willing to listen, because you can only start there. You can only start where you are with what you have, okay? If you could say one thing to those people that you're connected to on LinkedIn, that you're connected to on Facebook, that you're connected to on Twitter, or wherever else people are watching you, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you may find yourself, all right? If you could say one thing to them, what would it be? What do you want to say? What message are you trying to put out into the world? Is it just that they need to be happy? Is it that the pandemic sucks? Is it that success is, something that you determine for yourself? Is it, that love conquers all? Whatever that is, you have that opportunity, okay? It's since the invention of the printing press, we have been catapulted towards this time in history when we could sit here in our kitchens and make videos and make audio content. I could be turning this into a transcript and checking this can be made into written content for my blog or shared in an article on LinkedIn. I could do all of that right now from where I'm standing without changing a single thing. So if you're able to connect to the internet, which obviously you are if you're hearing my voice, and you have a device that's capable of recording, which obviously you do because you've used it to connect to the internet, then your only excuse is that you just don't want to do it. You're either afraid or you think maybe people will laugh at you. I don't know exactly what it is that's holding you back, but listen to me. The 8-second rule only applies to people who actually get up and try. You get 8 free seconds of attention from pretty much anybody who runs across your content. What are you going to do with that time? Right now, if you are not producing content, if you are not getting out there into the marketplace, if you are not sharing your voice and having something to say and being a part of the conversation, then that's on you. No one's going to do it for you, okay? I can help you learn how. I am happy to answer questions. I am happy to, go over some things with you and even have a private conversation if you need to. But listen, you've got to get up and you've got to do this yourself. No one else is going to do this for you. And you could hire other people to produce content for you. Sure enough, you can. But listen, they're going to need your input. You're still going to have to get up. You're still going to have to do something. You're still going to have to figure out what it is that you want to say. Because this is about you, okay? Let me explain something about the attention-based economy. 40 years ago, it was discovered that with the increase in information that was spreading around the globe, and this was because of devices like as high-tech as the fax machine, okay? Before we had email, they were saying that basically information was becoming ubiquitous. Well, so what that means is it's everywhere, right? So if information is everywhere, it's so common, and you can pick it up off the ground, you can see it in your morning newspaper, you can listen to it on the radio, blah, 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 blah. It's coming at us so fast in the modern world, even way before the internet. There's no scarcity of information. So while we talked about the information age, since scarcity is what drives an economy and creates value in the way that our system works, then what is the new commodity? Well, if there's too much information, then attention becomes the new commodity. And we've moved from there into this realm where things like YouTube and TikTok have truly monetized people's attention, okay? Almost directly. People are getting paid to get people to pay attention to them. It's crazy. I have a son who earned his living for several years on YouTube and did quite well. You know, he's kind of backed off of it a little bit this year because he's getting older. He's lost interest in some of the gaming things that he was doing. He may go back to it eventually. But that's all he was doing. That was it. Making videos of himself playing video games and explaining how they worked and being silly. And then people pay attention to that and advertisers buy the time. That's crazy. So if you are sitting there thinking to yourself that there's no way that you can get the attention you want for the message you have or the product you have, that there's no audience for you, so you're just going to sit back and you're going to listen to guys like me, and you're going to watch people on LinkedIn, and you're going to watch people on YouTube, and you're going to wish that you were doing something, I want you to listen to this. This is bacon sizzling in a pan. I'm literally cooking breakfast while I'm doing this, okay? I've been in the middle of a home renovation while I'm launching a podcast, okay? I sat down with an automation tool the night before last. I wrote 50 LinkedIn posts so that I would have 10 posts a day for 5 days as an experiment to kind of relaunch my own attention because it had lagged because I'd been busy with the home renovation after we moved in. There's just so many things you can do, guys. If you have excuses, I promise you there are tools to overcome them. If you need help finding those tools, there are people like me who can help you do it. You can hire us as coaches, or, you know, I will give you a free half hour of my time as long as I've got room in my schedule. So what is your excuse? What is it that is keeping you from putting yourself out there today? If you know you need this attention, why aren't you at least putting forth some effort? Are you scared? Good. All good things are scary at first. Remember the first time you tried to ride a bike? But then what? If you learned to ride a bike, even as an adult, when I came back to it in my 30s, because I didn't ride a bike probably from the time I was, 19 or 20, until I was been married for several years. I was at least in my late 20s. You know what I found out? It was just as much fun as it was when I was 6 years old. It felt like freedom. It was amazing. And I still like to ride, okay? I don't do it as often as I should. I don't even have a bike right now. What I'm saying to you is, yes, it was scary, but it was worth it. What about the first time that you met that significant other that you're with now? Were you terrified? I hope so. I hope it scared you a little bit. I hope you wondered if they were going to like you. I hope you wondered if they would stick around. I hope you worked hard to not just gain their attention, but keep it. Now, if you can do that, guys, you can build an audience, okay? That's the kind of persistence that you're going to need. It's one person at a time. Listen, this podcast so far, I put together 4 episodes yesterday, actually, in one day, and it's had about 25 listens so far. It's just getting off the ground, but this isn't my first rodeo. This isn't my first attempt at building an audience, so I know a little bit about it. But the thing is, I'm not going to let that stop me anymore. I'm going to be in here cooking breakfast and dropping podcasts at the same time. So, I triple dog dare you. You remember A Christmas Story? The kid gets dared to lick the icy pole. I triple dog dare you to put out some daring content today. Something that you've been afraid to say. Something you've been afraid to share. A video, a podcast, a blog post on LinkedIn. I don't care what it is. And listen to me. If you're connected to me on LinkedIn, if you know me on Facebook, if you want to find me at markrmorris2@gmail.com, send me a message. Send me a link to that piece of content. I want to see it. I want you to take a risk today. I want you to shed your excuses. I want you to get up. I don't care if you're freaking recording your podcast in the dadgum shower. Do something, okay? If you are needing attention, if you are needing an audience, if you are needing more people to grab a hold of your offerings and the things that you want to do in life, if you need people to believe in your dream and carry that vision with you, Get off your butt and go find them. They are out there. Your audience is waiting. You've got 8 seconds of free attention. You can buy more of their invested time. What are you going to do with that 8 seconds to catch their attention?